What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Solana Made Simple. I'm SMS, your host, and I want to thank you for all of your support. And if you like the content you see here, please head over and subscribe to the channel and give it a like. It means a lot and it does help out. Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm SMS. Welcome back to this SMS Live. Really excited for this show. We got the Zillionaire Goats, the ZGC, Zilly Goats. They're longtime friends of mine. They've been doing some great stuff in this space as far as building a community and showing the right way to do it, in my opinion. They never really planned to do it this way, but I think what they did is provide a model for a lot of other projects, people, and anybody in this space that wants to have a sustainable community that lasts and can back up whatever they bring to the table. I'm super impressed with their progress. I've been urging them to go live and do the shit we're doing right now. So this is a really fucking good moment for me, for them to go full circle and see this thing come together. This is the best part about what I do here. It's to see my other friends and everybody around me start to level up and get to that next step, and doing anything and everything I can to help them, because hey, that's family. But without further ado, guys, I'm going to play a little clip that they sent me, give you a little taste if you haven't heard about the ZGC or the Zillionaire Goat Club. So you'll have a little idea of what's going on here, and I'll bring them up. You'll be able to meet them, and we'll have a great conversation. There's no cap on this. Towards the end of it, if some of you guys want to join the conversation, I'm even open to that, but really want to have some good dialogue and conversation with them. So tune in, get your drinks ready, get your blunts ready, your joints, roll the whatever you got to do. Get ready. We're going to get into this thing.
Brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is
Welcome to The Goat Show, where we celebrate and debate all things great.
So let me ask you something. Is it more likely that it was Harp that did this shit, or do you think that it was solar flares? And before you go, people have video of what looks to be angels,
right,
out of the light.
What's going on, guys? How's your day going?
Hey, bro, having a great day, man. Happy to be here. Thanks for having us, man.
Absolutely.
Memorial Day, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So, guys, this is the ZGC. This is Fresh and Zilly. Looking forward to this. And we finally made it here. So this is a W all around. And pat yourselves on the back, man. I'm happy that we got to do this. And if you guys don't know who the ZGC are, these guys, you've never seen them before, I hope that gave you a good introduction to what we're going to get into a little bit right here, because it's everything great, like you said, and it ends with, stuff in the sky looking like angels. And for me, when you sent me that clip, I was like, I thought it was going to be just the first section of the times, yada, yada, yada. But then it kept playing. I was like, oh, shit. All right, let me lean in here and see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So kudos on that. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to continue to play that through my live streams, because I like that. And if you get new sound bites or clips you ever want to send them to me, you got my email. I love playing these little commercials and these ads. I think it's one of the better ways for us to support each other, especially with the live streams. It's like we have so much time and attention right now. That's the best commodity and the asset. This is how I'm going to give my value back to my community and anybody that, fucks with me with the SMS club and in general. You don't have to be in that. I'll still help you out and do what I can. But playing those little clips, using that time, that little space, I think I personally have been seeing this since, January. How can we use this to our benefit? And it's something that I wanted to model from you guys, because I talked with you before anybody ever. You were literally the first people I talked to about this. I did a couple trial runs with the G Media and some other stuff, with my show times or whatever. But I really like your clip and stuff like that. It really kind of embodies the professionalism, a lot of character, some questioning, and debate. And that's what we want here. I mean, crypto's great, and it's going to take us to new levels and opportunities that we've never got to before. But there's a lot more underneath that. And I think you guys nailed it with your spaces, with your community. And that's honestly, I tell other people that talk about their community falling apart and all this and that. And I'm like, yo, take a page out of these guys' books. It never took a fucking crazy market cap, some wild mint. It took you showing up every day. And that laid the foundation. And I don't think anybody can ever take that shit away. And it's one of those like underdog things. Like you're not going to get the respect, but you're going to have that confidence in yourself of like, hey, I can stand behind this, and I know I have friends, family, and a team that's willing to go to bat for me. So shout out to you guys. Go ahead and introduce yourselves. We have Fresh and Zilly guys. Get to know them, and you guys take the mics. Go ahead and let us know who you are, what you've been doing, and we'll get into the conversation.
Cool. I guess I'll go first. Hello, everybody out there. What's going on? Good to see you. I'm Zilly, or at least known as Zilly, the CEO, and one of the founders of ZILLIONAIRE Goat Club. And what you just saw was a clip from the Goat Show. What we're doing with this is that we're going to have the show be its own show, and we're actually going to have its own accounts and everything. It's going to be its entirely own entity. But it's done by ZGC Entertainment, which also does ZILLIONAIRE Goat Club, which is our company.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So the show is going to have ads from ZGC. I hope we get clips from you too, man. Like
I'll definitely have to put some. I'm taking notes, guys. Come on now.
Yeah. We're doing the show as live to the planet on all the different streams. So YouTube, Kick, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everything.
Anywhere that can take a live stream through RTMP or that StreamYards can set up with,
right?
We're in there like swimwear.
So how's the learning curve been with that? It's a pretty simple process. You didn't have too many hiccups with it.
It's been a pain in the ass. It's been an absolute pain in the ass. If you want to get real, we went through Restream, Riverside, and now we finally landed on StreamYard. And I think that StreamYard is the one.
Okay.
At least for what we need.
Nice.
I think price wise and what you get for it, again, based on what we need. Restream is good, but I do think StreamYard just has a little leg up on them. They have a little bit more AI and a little bit of things like that to help create shorts and stuff like that, right?
Exactly. And then I saw that too, because I saw you shopping around and we talked about that. And I want to get into that conversation about how that process of going from spaces to live, from creation of audio to visual, and bringing that concept out, because I think there's a lot more character and livelihood to this, and more fun to that. So I definitely want to talk about that. So my process has been, I kept it as simple as possible. This is just an iPad, and I have a lamp and a grow light. That's the setup.
I mean,
and,
you wouldn't know it though, looking at what you got going on, man. It looks great. Yeah.
That's what's so surprising to me, because people are like, no fucking way. And I take a picture of it. I'm like, it's what it is. So, I mean, I definitely look into getting a more professional setup when I need it. It's just like you said, Fresh,
Bro, look,
what you need, what you guys would go.
Boxes, bro. You got an iPhone? How many boxes more do we need to add to this?
Bro, I'm not even going to show the boxes. I got a whole box collection over here. Shit, maybe we don't even need it. Should just fucking bought an iPad.
They got full production. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
But
what are we doing, man? I don't even know if we know what we're doing.
Yeah, nobody knows what they're doing. It's all about trial and error, man. Do it, bro. Just do it. Just do something. Get it out there.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, I tell people that all the time. It's like, just start with what you got. That's the bar. You can only get better from there. And if it works for you, it works for you. And I think my point is I like it this way. It's easy. I could literally take this and set it up anywhere. And it's just, I don't have anything that hold me down. It's very mobile, and that's what I really like about that, because I'm moving to Philly in the next 6 months, and I want to I was talking to the guys up there what I do, because they're questioning it, and that's why I put this on. That's what I was going to say, is I have this on Instagram, Kick, YouTube, and X now, so I'm trying to utilize all them. I've never used Kick before. I just signed up and I was like, give me the buttons, I'll click this and that, and just keep it pushing. But one thing about what you were saying as far as the AI creating shorts and micro contenting this stuff, that's the appeal that I'm looking into now. I finally cracked the 10 or the 1K for YouTube, so I'm really happy about that. Now the next goal is to get the shorts up so you can get to
we got you on that, bro. Well, I can tell you, so we'll tell everybody the little secret, but I'll help you in the back end, actually make it right.
Oh, yeah.
But use I think it's opus.clip.
Yeah. That's what I use.
Yeah.
Opus.pro.
Opus.pro. Yeah. Bro, it is fucking, but pay for it.
Pay for it.
Yeah. It is worth it to pay for it.
Pay for what you get, kind of thing.
Yeah. Basically put it in the concept of you either pay for it or learn to be or pay an editor. And is your time worth more than the price it is per month? Definitely.
Well, that's the thing right there. It's time versus all of that. Like, especially when it comes to what you're doing here. All of this content is great, but to look back at it, it's like, how much time are you spending going through that? Like, I just edited 2 videos before this space within like 45 minutes. I'm trying to up my time with that because, you know, I want more shorts. I want to push out like 25 a day, but of good quality content, not bullshit. So it's like, I'm making sure that I find good talking points, and they're short, so it's easy to get into that. Well, I use TikTok because they have like the camera tracing and all this like shit in there. And I clicked on the music consent thing and went away. It took me to a website, never came back, had to reset it, lost it. Recorded a new one because I was covering Bong getting listed on Coinbase. I was covering the projection from a lot of different people talking about Solana at $1,000 going forward if there's an ETF. I don't know if that's going to like actually happen. There's a lot of people talking about it. So that's at least going to give you some people wanting to see the price go up, people buying in hopes and all of that kind of stuff. You know, in reality, $750 seems like a good goal. $1,000, fucking knock it out of the park. Why not? But there's also people talking about $2,000. We're talking over time, but still, they're talking in the bull run. We're talking, you know, within the next, I guess, 9 to 12 months. Like, realistic approach when people ask me outside of this space, they say, how long do you think I have to get into this? I was like, to be honest with you, I think there's at least 6 months before you're going to start seeing parabolic move.
I agree with you, but I also think that in the next, like, I think you still have like a year or two, just maybe not for Solana, maybe not, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the space in general and crypto in general, I think, like, again, we're maybe 10 years out from like mass adoption.
Right. I agree with that 100% because even just explaining it to people, it's like they got to take the time to understand how to use certain things. It's not as seamless as going like. The argument everybody's always going to have is my debit card works just fine. Right. Don't care about the bigger picture and like everything that we look at, the conversations we can get into with this as far as money and how that goes. They just look at convenience and what works. And I don't blame them from that because fuck, man, we only got one shot at this. And if you're going to make it a headache for your life versus convenience, I mean, having a little bit of light shined on, seeing what's really at play, like that's, I think, where we're at. Because it's like you got to tiptoe on that boundary. Everybody here gets their money and they put it to USDC at some point, or their nations or whatever. They cash out and they spend it on whatever the fuck they want to improve the quality of life. That's why we're here. We're not here just to hold on to these things. Like there's some point you have to like start doing that. But explaining that to normal people, they understand buy and hold, but they don't understand like the whole crypto aspect. They don't understand what it does, functional things. But I think one of the best gaps is the art side. Like that's what really is alluring to me, and the easiest way to get some people into it. I think RWAs and all of that, real world assets, will come into play very like significantly, but it's going to take time. It's going to take the trust of it working. And you know, to tie into that is with the political movements and seeing the overwhelming like acceptance of this now. It's like as soon as we talked about this, right? Like the last bull run, bear market, all of that. Like we all talked about as soon as politics get behind us and people in government start to accept this shit, like everybody watching TV is gonna be like, hey, it's fine. I'm gonna go on Cash App right now. I'll go to Coinbase. What's the easiest one to get to? You know, boom, boom. Bonks listed. Whatever they type in. Like I always do this. I type in Solana meme coins, Ethereum meme coin, like whatever I think is going to be like. What are the words people are gonna remember, and then what are they gonna search up? I mean, that's another like secret for your titles and stuff like that. Like, what are people thinking to search? That's the name of your title, and that's gonna be the hit. But I think we're getting close, man. Like we're at the point where you're seeing on Instagram way more than ever. And it's like every other post is crypto related, and like it starts to get to that point of like, all right, people are asking you. So how do you guys go about that with your friends? Bringing them into the space? Do you tell them to get a Twitter or X account, or how do you go about that?
I don't bring my friends. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, bro. Every time I mention to somebody, hey, come into Twitter, they always look at me like I got 6 eyes and like I'm. So I actually think what we have to do is not onboard normies. You have to onboard nerds, like the real nerds, the guys that are building the real shit, right? Yeah. And tell them, yo, integrate this thing into your tech, right? Yeah. That I think is where, because the normal person doesn't give a fuck. They don't care. Even when it comes to like gaming and assets. We were talking about it yesterday. I don't care if the asset lives on the blockchain if I'm a normie. All I care about is, do I own it? Can I sell it? How do I get my money out?
Okay.
So if you have the option to sell in whatever and get it out in whatever, that's good enough for most people.
Right. Like the frictionless in and out, make some profit, fucking cash out, whatever. That's a perfect story for them, right? So
yeah,
right,
I mean,
so
my thought is, because unless the person has a real interest in what you're talking about and they already are there, and you just gotta connect them to what the right way to go.
Yeah,
it's an uphill battle. And here's the thing: like what I'm anticipating with crypto is that basically kind of like what's happened recently with USDC and Stripe. That you're gonna if you're looking to invest in cryptos, my opinion is invest in the things that could be co-opted. Essentially, I mean, that's really what I'm the things that because you're right, user experience, which is kind of my background in design and art and stuff like that, and building products. User experience is number one. Like it's not the user experience and marketing.
This is why Drip is winning, because Drip is now just integrating a Google wallet, right? Where you can sign up with Google Drip.
Oh, Drip, yeah.
Drip House, yeah. They're allowing you to sign up with your Google wallet.
And they're also looking at bringing in real world assets, and so are some other companies. And that's the thing, is like where the art part is so alluring to me. And I was explaining this to the people at the shop, is like, we make flash art. I'm putting together a way, and fucking front run this if you can. I'm still going to do it. For you to put your art on the blockchain, which already is there, you use something like Exchange Art, right? So then I send, and you can use a credit card, I believe, with Exchange Art for checkout. So like, if I can send my client or customer or friend or anybody that wants to collect my artwork, that flash, I can sell them that. That also will be like, bam, put it in the metadata. I can type in 15% off for tattoo if you want this. Now, my flash art is your personal IP or your personal property. You actually have a discount on that NFT. You can cash out, and like the idea would be to print that out, get an actual copy of it, burn the NFT upon tattoo. No one else can have that. You have a rights to it. You know what I'm saying? You own it. And it's like a cool way for you to basically get a deposit and clients and customers if you go to push the tattoo route. So I'm looking at that for like, how do I get people to use? They don't even have to know about fucking NFTs. I can use Crossmint and their products and a couple other like very click or simple situations to get them to just be able to use their card and buy this, and it's embedded on the back end. That to me is the fucking perfect opportunity. And the scalability and the reason that we use Solana, it provides a perfect network for that. And it's only getting fucking better with 404s. So I'm like, let me keep digging into this. Let me keep diving into that. Let me glean as hard as I can into this art side of things, because, bro, I'm doing more with art than I've ever been fucking seen in my life. Like, I love this shit. Yeah. And like the digital stuff is getting better. I'm meeting new people, and like this whole
I actually wanted to commend you on that, bro. And I wanted to say, like, when I'm just chilling by myself and I'm just working, like I'll put on your like live streams of you drawing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I think that is such a great addition to your content. Yeah. And like I would do way more of that if you could.
I try to do it with everything I do, because it gives me a crowd and it puts pressure on me every time. Like I don't want to put some dog shit out there. Like I literally think of that concept like somebody's watching me right now.
I mean, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this much, man. Some of the biggest accounts on Instagram, some of the biggest accounts on YouTube are, and the ones that don't get dinged, like we probably will, because we talk about weird shit like angels, fucking, and Project Bluebeam. You know what I'm saying? But that kind of stuff really is like, I mean, millions and millions of people follow that kind of stuff. So yeah. And I agree with Fresh. Like, if there's a way that you can document even you're doing it already.
Even if you don't go live, buy the camera that sits above you and records you, and then put out a fucking time lapse of your like hour and a half of drawing as a 15-minute video or a 10-minute video where it's in quick.
I mean, I'll tell you this. Josh, when he was making the goats, he did one of those videos, where he was showing the timeline. And I think if you do it on like a Wacom or in Illustrator, you can actually record it and you can show it on the screen.
Right. Procreate lets you show the process.
Right. Procreate.
I was gonna say, I think Procreate will let me, and I have Procreate Pocket, but my boy Tyler from the shop, he was telling me, he was like, spend the money, get like the actual tools. It's gonna give you so much more accessible.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go definitely down that road.
Yeah, because if you're illustrating regularly and you can record that time lapse, that becomes a video. And I'll tell you, when Josh did it and we posted it on the ZillyGoat account, that got the most, like, instantaneously got the most number of people watching and sharing and doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that people just tune into, even if they don't do art. They like to watch it. That's why I do it. It's like not only that, it's like I put on music. It's like I know people put it on just to listen to that, so I try to put on like stuff I like to listen to. I get in that vibe. Like sometimes I forget I'm even recording because I'm so deep into like what I'm doing, and it's like I don't want to take a step back from building out what we've been working on for so long. I enjoy fucking being here and connecting with the homies, but I know that I need to like work on what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like I've always said to everybody here, like this is great, but this isn't forever. This is to help you build and get that next step, network. I mean, maybe it goes forever, but like there's bigger pictures. All of this stuff should be stepping stones and helping you get there, like your nest egg and all that kind of stuff. Like you always
one thing, sorry to interrupt, but one thing that, and it's taken us, it's only recently that I've kind of switched my brain on this, but the thing that is forever is you, right? And we're moving into a world where things are increasingly artificial, you know, like you can generate, you know, I mean, it's going to get to a point where you can't trust your eyes with anything you see. Everything can be artificially
almost
generated.
There now, dude. Like that shit is really real. Like it's almost like you can almost have somebody on here that is completely artificially done, and like going, and it's very hard to tell.
Well, they definitely have that, right? They definitely have like VTubers that you can't tell that are not there.
Right, but you can tell. The thing is
you look like you're probably one right now. So I saw that.
I know they got that satanic shit. I'm already getting everybody. They're gonna wild out on me. I'm a generated image. It's because I figured that out with the glasses.
The authentic part is going to be such a valuable asset.
That's the premium. You as an authentic human being. That, in fact, I think that there's gonna be a trend towards things that are flawed. That people are going to want things that feel low,
real.
Like, because I'm always like, we got to get the picture quality better, we got to get the lights right, all this shit. And like, you look at someone like Kai Cenat, or you look at someone like Aiden Ross, like it's not really, they don't really like, they have basic production.
I tell people that shit all the time. Go look at your favorite content creators. You know who tells me that my content needs to be better? Other creators. You know who doesn't tell me that the needs to get better? People showing the fuck up.
Right.
So like, why am I going to listen to everybody in the group chat saying you should get a mic, you should get this, you should get that? I'm like, yo, look at fucking Gary Vee. Everything's on his damn phone.
Right.
And half of it doesn't have sound behind it.
Right.
Why am I going to do different than what is successful? The success is fucking right there. It's like, yeah, we can tune into things here and there and make some things a little bit more professional and done. But for the most part, it's time, it's quickness, it's getting it out there. And like that model has been the model that works. I'm in a niche. Like I'm not, until recently, we haven't broken out of the crypto fucking bubble that we were in love with so much, because it was like, that's what we wanted to do. But we realized lifestyle culture is what we are so good at, because that's what we've been doing when nobody's making money in the market.
Right.
We leaned on that, and like that's what leaned me into being a creator on content with, you know, graphic stuff, with just making banners and PFPs and shit like that. And then I was like, I really want to get good at digital art. Like I got to figure this out. I got to get to this point. So I started doing that little Soul Devil collection, the little devil things, little guys.
Right.
And I didn't realize how much prep that, you know, just doing these little things, sharing it with people, is really preparing me for like these next step things. And now I can sit here and draw digital or with paper, either way, and like get to share it. Like that's honestly that's my favorite content to make right now. Like,
do you find that when you draw a lot digitally, it affects your physical drawing?
It increases it, actually.
Increases it, huh?
For me, my shading, my techniques, my blends, my colors, every fucking thing I do has been significantly better. Like I made a post that my art will be a 100x from whenever the fuck I did. I think it was like 420, so I was probably high. But I made a post about that. I was like, my art will improve 100 fucking x. And I make it a point to do that. And that's why I keep the pressure on me, because I'm like, I know how the best me is the person that's in front of the fucking light, whether I like it or not. Every single time I've done something where I consider profound or great as an accomplishment, like sports or academics, like it's when you're graded, it's when you're judged, it's when you could fucking fail. And like, if I don't have that, I'm comfortable. That is not where I want to be. I want to be at the point of like, shit. Like I posted a picture of a Shiva attempt and it looked like a goddamn werewolf compared to the second one. And the thing that ticked me off the most to fucking get that energy to do it was like, some shit happened where I took an L and I had to just accept some shit. And I was like, fuck, man. Like, what do I want to do? Why am I worrying about what just happened? I wasn't present in the moment. Why am I here? What do I want? I was like, let me try this again. and it came out that much better. I was like, man, this is what I should be doing. You know what I mean? It felt right, and it was like the process of going through that shit and just clicking and naturally like seeing that. And I'm like, yo, like this right here is a whole list of all the different things that I got to get done. Like, you know my list. It's just forever, front and fucking back. But it's like
going old school with a no card, bro.
Dude, I keep this in my pocket.
You don't have fucking no cards, Zilly?
No, man. We got this thing called a phone right here.
Nah, bro.
We just put it on there.
There's something
like
about
this.
using a pen and putting it to paper that is real, brother.
Put on a little thing like this, little Todoist over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shout out
to
Todoist.
The battery dies. The battery
now all of a sudden you don't got your list.
But if I get wet, this is screwed. So I get it, and if that gets whatever, you know what? I gotta fucking
whatever works. Hey, I'm not judging. Whatever works, whatever gets the job done, you do that thing. That's all. That's all that matters.
But
I'm just playing around.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for the flowers and shit. I really appreciate that. Like,
yeah, dude, listen, we would not. Okay, so speaking of like things like processes, I mean, how many spaces did we do over how long? And I'll be honest with you, like, I don't even know why I was doing it. Why Fresh is doing it. Like, we were just doing it for fun. It was like it was cool, you know what I'm saying? I mean, on some level, it was like maybe we can ride the Twitter algorithm, but like, I mean, I don't know, 4 spaces a week for 6 months is kind of wild. But what that did was it got me a lot more confident speaking into a mic. Now I got to get confident with having my face on the screen. So I'm working on that.
You look like a natural, my guy. The first one I saw, I was like, why the fuck wasn't this guy making content for the last 6 fucking months? Like, whatever.
Well,
but you look good.
I get nervous, man.
Nobody would be able to tell unless you say it. It's like my pops told me this when I was younger. He said, if you're gonna no offense to anybody, but if you're gonna have a lady over, don't tell her your room's dirty when she comes in. I was like, why?
Right.
He was like, then she's gonna fucking look at it.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, cool. Don't tell somebody you're nervous. Don't let
those are wise words, bro.
It's true.
So I was like, all right, cool. Never tell somebody the flaws. Just go in there. They point them out. Be like, yep, that happened. Keep
right.
You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. If you're nervous, no one's ever gonna tell. You look fine.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean,
like you're doing this.
Everything you're saying is right. I don't know. I mean, but going back to what you're saying about like, there's always gonna be a pain period in anything you work on, and I'm definitely guilty of the analysis paralysis. Like if left to my own devices, I can get analysis paralysis. I've gotten a lot better in recent years, but. And that's why goals are important. It kind of gets you through that paralysis. Like, okay, this is the goal. These are things that need to be done. They need to be done in this time frame. You gotta suck it up, and at some point you gotta pull the trigger and get things done. But I also think that there is a value to not always knowing what you're doing and experimenting and just taking time. I know that from sort of the design world, where the more you're trying to figure out the thing, and like you're like, I gotta figure out this, like, how do the colors work, or I gotta figure out how, like, what's this typography or whatever it is. Usually you'll get frustrated, you'll waste a bunch of time when you could have been out just like going for a walk or doing something else or working out or doing something else. It's usually when I'm doing that kind of shit and not thinking about it, and then I come back to it with fresh eyes, that all of a sudden the answers just start appearing. So I think there's a value in not, it's important to set goals and to pursue them, but it's also important to give yourself a little breathing room, especially with creative stuff, to be able to just let your mind wander and let the magic kind of happen, and let, we call it God entering the room. Let God enter the room.
That's a major part, is letting the God part of you out. People think it's crazy, but I think, like, if God is in everybody, God's in everything. Every part of everybody. You're your own person. You get to be that person, and you, like, once you see that, like, for what it is, as your personal self, not even spiritual, like, you're your own everything. Like, you design this. You get to, like, do whatever you want. And the thing about getting into the point of, like, what you're saying is a setting goal and being able to just create or try things and be vulnerable, is there's, like, chemicals that are released in you that only happen in those, like, fight or flight situations where you have to innovate, discover, try something new, draw a different bend to your line. Like, that is carving a new pathway, like, in your neurological understanding of things, that's creating and broadening anything you're doing, like this, like streaming and setting that up. It's just opening you up to the whole producing and audio visual capabilities. Like, you are learning a process that people will go to school for, and you're like, no, this is, I'm teaching myself this, and your brain's working the same way it would be with a class. And, like, if you stay in that, always the student mentality, you constantly get better. And like you said, take a step back. When I take, like, I'll finish a piece or I'll finish a drawing, like some of the what was it? It was an old school woman's head. Like, I liked it. I didn't love it. I walked away. I woke up and I looked at it. I was like, I would get it tattooed. I 100% would get this tattooed. When I finished it, I was so stuck in it. I was like,
right.
That, like you
well,
said,
we're our own biggest critics, right?
100%.
This is the problem. Is like we want perfection from ourselves.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's been perfect for the like client or whatever, like 10 hours ago.
That's 100% the truth.
I mean, I sent the first video we made the first stream we did last week to people, and I was like telling them, hey, like it's gonna get better. We're figuring out this and that and blah blah. Like they didn't even care. They're like, oh, dude, this is dope. They're just amazed that it's a thing that even exists that we're doing.
Bro, most
like, they're like, what?
Don't understand they can do this. You understand? Like when you tell people like, yo, click this link and you can join me here, bro. You can be right here with us. They're like, no
it's like
way.
You're in the same room with you. This is the metaverse now. It's
right.
like you don't have to have a show with 500 people showing up in the morning just to hang out with your homies and do this. You don't have to do the one person. I think the video spaces are super weird and like unless there's a specific like dialogue you want back and forth with everybody, you know what I mean, on this thing. But this gives you the same opportunity. And
well, it's weird. It's weird because you only one of you can be on video. That's the weird thing.
That's what I don't like about it. But if you're like promoting something, I guess that's cool. You know what I mean? You can have that. Like you could have a space right now with you on a live video so they could hear all of us and then they could be the peanut gallery for your community. So like I do see that, but I would just do a regular space like I've done before because it's like I can add more people because they're comfortable in a space by just putting my phone here, opening the space. We can talk to them. They can hear us all the same, but through the main account. You know what I mean?
Sean, man, can somebody please hire me at Twitter? All right, all you got to do is this thing that you're seeing right now, that's the top. The people at the bottom of spaces, that's it. That's all you had to do. You didn't have to do anything else.
Right. Why can't we all interact? I just don't understand. Like, why can't we have speakers right now, but this is Twitter?
Elon, you're the GOAT. Like, we know you're the GOAT, but please, hire one of us to help us figure this out. This is not complicated. I don't know. It's weird.
No, maybe it'll come out. But no, I definitely think that the process of going through it, the willingness to fail is going to set you much further, and it becomes fun. And setting goals, writing them down, all of this shit. Without doing that, without having a target, you ain't going to get there. So without getting too much into that shit, I think we beat the shit out of that in this space as far as like setting goals, go after them. Like I honestly sometimes I'm like, they fucking get it. Like y'all, if you don't get the message today, I don't know what to tell you. Like it's the same as yesterday. Show the fuck up, do the work. I don't know.
I mean, look, our goals for the year, which I know it's almost halfway through the year, but our goals for the year were $1 million, 1 million followers, and $1 million. That was our goal. So we got another 6 months to make that happen. But that's, it's something as simple as that. As long as that's present in your, I mean, the whole thing in Think and Grow Rich, right? Where you have to, visualization, right? And it can be something as simple as like, if you close your eyes and I ask you, what's red in your room right now, you're not going to name nearly as many things as when, I say, hey, look around your room, what's red?
Right.
Close your eyes and tell me.
I was tempted to look around real quick. I was like, red, like Philly's hats, definitely red. What else?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it's good to have clarity in your mind as to like the overall goal that you want to achieve, and it should be present, and you should see that every day. And some people do affirmations in the morning and at night or all that, whatever it takes. But that should be present in your mind. But maybe the details to get there, I wouldn't sweat that as much. As long as you have that in your mind, you're gonna see the opportunities. You're gonna do the work.
You start like just going towards that direction. The universe will start sending you and giving you these things and attracting them to you. Like that's just by the law of nature and attraction. Like you put your energy and your focus into it, the energy it comes back to you. Right. The people, the places, the money. Like there are so many fucking stories, dude. I hear people that are on their fucking bottom dollar on their ass and just keep showing up. And like for no reason. It's not like it's something that significantly benefits them, but what they need to get to where they want to go to that ultimate goal provides itself right there.
Right.
And that's by like the tenacity, man. Like, and sometimes I have to share what I'm going through with other people to remind my fucking self, don't be a bitch. Like, this is going to be hard. Like when it's as hard as it's supposed to be, that's when you're locked in as hard, like in that really, really desperate, like I got to do this mode, and think about
I was saying it to the guys earlier, man. Nothing good is quick or easy.
Right.
Bro, it doesn't happen. Nothing good comes of that.
I mean, you see the highlight reel, and it sucks because, like, that's what fucking social media did to us. Like, you expect to knock it out of the park every time. And honestly, bro, I swing for it too. So I don't care. Like, I am with that. I love that mentality. I think it's one of the best mentalities because it's thinking that you're the best that you can be and trying the best you can. You think you're going to fucking end up sucking all the time? If you have a slump, like, think about the people that have had slumps. You've seen some of the greatest athletes, performers, innovators get all the way to the finish line and fucking lose.
Right.
Does it take any value away? Nope.
Nope.
They're still as valuable, still as good, probably hungrier, more committed, more determined. All that did was, like, prepare them for the next step. And it sucks. Right. Like, NFL is a great way to see that. You see, like, Dan Marino, man, like, he's such an example of this. He did so well, set so many records, did so much, never fucking won the whole thing. But what we talked about, how he never gave up. He kept playing. He led, you know what I mean? He did all these great things. He lives in infamy now. His name is etched in fucking history because he did what it took to be that person, always bringing his team up. You know what I mean? And it's like, those are hard things to understand. And that's why most people obviously don't do it. I see it all the time. And it's like, the biggest thing lately that has helped me is like, am I trying as hard as I can? Fuck no, man, I'm not. Like, that's why I'm bitching about shit that, like, is sucking because, like, I'm not putting everything into it, you know? Recently, I think I'm at like a 70-80%, you know, not sleeping because this is the time to not fucking sleep. Sorry. That's what it is. I don't care if it's healthy or not. We'll worry about that down the road. I'm doing more work than I have. I'm producing more. Like, you guys are seeing doing the exact, I get to watch that shit. Like, I see the tweets come by, I see the posts, the announcement, the times, the spaces. I'm like, bam, like it real quick. I'm fucking busy, but like, I love seeing this shit because it's not just me. It's my network of people, and it's like, what are some of the things that you guys use to push that metric for you? Like, what are some of your hustles, or like, do you lean on anything, or is it just like, you know where you want to go?
I mean, sometimes it's just for me personally, it's like, I don't know, man. Sometimes you just do things. You know, it's hard to say. Like, it's like I definitely. You know, growing up, I was definitely taught if you start something, you got to finish it.
Right. That's major.
One of the only few times I think I've told this story in spaces before, but like one of the only times my father ever really flipped a lid and started screaming at me was one time I was kind of a fat kid, and I somehow, some way I got stuck in cross country and I had to run this fucking race. And I was the last one. I was super embarrassed, so I just like left, and he was waiting in the car to pick me up afterward. And he noticed that all the other kids had like a number, and that was like, you got handed a number by, you know, when you cross the finish line. So he was like, "Where's your number?" And I didn't say anything about it. And he started figuring out that like I just skipped out and I didn't fucking cross the finish line. And he flipped the fuck out on me, like almost to the point like I was scared. He would hit me. He never hit me or anything, but he was that was the one time. And his whole thing was like, "Look, doesn't matter how shitty you did, doesn't matter how embarrassing it is, doesn't matter what they think. You know, the goal, your job was to finish this race. And if you either you don't do it at all or you do it all the way, you know, and it doesn't matter if you come in last.
Like, he's still gonna love you no matter what, first or last. Like, and the thing is, like, I ran cross country. I was really, really, really fucking good at it. I don't know why, just some retarded shit that I was born with, but it was like that Forrest Gump shit. Just keep running. Like, I swear to God, the shit would go through my head. I'm like, why am I so good at running? This is retarded. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, I set a record on our home fucking course one time, and I was like, cool. That'll never be broken. It lasted for like 10 years. But what I want to get back to is, one thing I noticed about me was I didn't give a fuck about how good I was. I wanted to make sure my team finished, and I want to make sure I was there till the last person came across that line.
Right.
And like, I know other kids did not give two shits. Their parents didn't understand that sportsmanship of like, I don't care how good I did. If that last person doesn't get the same support, you guys all fucking suck, because it's harder for them than it is me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'll double down on that. Yeah. I mean, like with the project with ZGC and all that, it's kind of like, you know, it doesn't matter how many people are in the project or not. I still feel that pressure of like, man, we got to do something. You know, like, I can't have all these people, you know, they believe in the project. They believe in the, I mean, especially with us, we had our principles up front for a long time, you know, health, wealth, freedom, happiness. And it's like, you know, if you're going to put that out there and you're going to say that that's what you stand for, and you're going to espouse these values, then you got to exhibit that. You got to live that. You got to demonstrate that. You know, otherwise you're just a fraud. And who wants to do that? You know, I mean, there's a lot of fraudsters in Web3, but I'm just saying, like, you know, that is a big element of the whole thing. I want if ZGC is a team, I want it to win. You know, one way or another. You know, it might take us I don't know how many years, but I want this team to win. I want everybody's in our community to win in a real way. You know, not some temporary, like we did some magic trick gimmick and everybody got temporary rich and then now they're poor again. It's like, I want to create something that sustains over time.
The round tripping aspect of like pumping your bags and shit like that with this is kind of crazy. Like that's one thing I've learned is like getting into communities shouldn't be a reason not to sell for a profit. And like people got that shit so fucked up and they're like, oh, you're fucking up, Diamond. I'm like, bro, other people have different stories. You probably got more fucking money in your bags than half the other people. And those are the people bitching at other people. I'm like, bro, let them eat, dog. Like, let them eat. You know, this is already like the one problem I see with just the NFT and community thing is there's so much ability for a whale to control every single project because there's so much money out there. And some of them just buy it all together. They just put a fucking wallet together. They got X amount of yada, yada, yada. And I mean, I've been here long enough to see it all, literally see it all. And I'm like, this isn't a fair game. And I'm sorry, it is what it is. Like, the best fair game you're going to have is when SPL comes in and your token or your NFT is based off the token like Mall Street. That's being traded. So that affects, like, I can go, like, if you have an NFT, and if this is like one thing I probably urge you guys to look into if you can with SPL 404 and launching a Zilly token, is like, you'd be able to, if somebody needs to sell their NFT, they get it for the same value that it's like, that it is. It's not the sell for price. You know what I mean? Like, you don't take a huge hit because that's what people are willing to. It's what the token is actually worth. Like, not the token by supply and demand controlled by whoever has the most. It's the selling and buying pressure on the token on the centralized exchange. That's what it makes it more fair because you don't have the monopoly effect. And that's honestly, like, I tell people, do not buy NFTs. There's no fucking reason to. Like, you get more value by showing up and making a name for yourself and contributing to the conversation than you will ever get from just buying an NFT. Yeah, you might buy an NFT and get an airdrop or some shit, but like, if your goal is to get something extra, that like, that's the flawed way of investing to begin with. You should
I think NFTs are layer 3, right? I think you have a business, and then you have a community, and then you have your core community. And like from your community, you want to be part of the backside of the like the core community. You're now an NFT holder, and it's kind of like a Patreon thing. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's how I see it. Like level 1 and level 2 Patreon. Like you can sign up for free and you can get these episodes. But if you're a paid user, now you know what I mean? It's more like your membership or your whatever in that aspect, I think.
I've always looked at that the same exact way, and that's why I was kind of relating that to the tattoo thing. So like SMS, anything, if you were to hold like a bag and you like, hey, I want to buy a shirt, I'm gonna give you a discount. Like, just show me you got the thing in your wallet. Like, I'm cool with that. But that was always the thing that I thought was the way to go about that. It is exactly what you're saying there. But let me ask you a little bit about this. So what are the plans for ZGC? Is it like parent company, like you said, levels? Like, break it down to us. We got like 121 of you guys in here. I want to thank you so much for being part of the conversation and listening in.
Hey. What's up, everybody?
Shout out to you guys. We can't do this without you. I mean, we would, but like, we did that in a bear market. It's way cooler this way. So thank you so much. But tell us a little bit about ZGC, your plans, where you're at. I've got a couple mints. Honestly, I've just been holding on to them, like waiting for points, and I'll be like, free mint. Let's see what I get there. I saved all my high res ones because, like, honestly, my wallet, I went through my portfolio, and it's like, you guys are one of my longest holds. I still got 3 free mints. I got 4, I think, Zilly goats in the wallet. And I looked at the quality of the art because, like, I'm doing more art. So I zoomed in. I was like, holy fuck. Like, the pins, the
that's Josh.
The diamonons. Like, you guys are, that artwork is 100% devalued.
That artwork, this is going to be wild. This is a wild take. But that
like
artwork,
all one of one worthy, 100%.
That artwork, I think, cost us, I mean, not actually cost us, it cost us like $500K, because if we had launched the artwork prematurely and not done all the shit that I was like begging Josh to do, and Josh like himself being so like, you know, like adamant that the art be like super dope, we probably could have dropped the, you know, Zillico collection and probably made more money than we did when we actually launched. But no, look, I mean, in terms of Zill, well, I want to comment on one thing you said before, and I think I'm almost losing my train of thought on that. Damn it. That's what I was going to say about that. What were you saying a second ago? All right, whatever. With Zilly Goats, I think the shift.
We were talking about like token gating and having like the access.
I was going to say, like, if I was a new NFT project, I would only have 1,000. I would only have 1,000 in the collection. And those are the and you look at that as your 1,000 true fans.
You know who did that? And I think they're doing a great job. And if I'll talk to you guys about this off the camera or whatever. But Shinsei, they're doing an amazing fucking job. And I do
like them a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys don't have any, I'm willing to part because I only need one for what we got there. So like, here's the other thing. So, and we'll get to ZGC in a second. But me and Fresh, unfortunately, I feel like the partners we were going to work with is probably not working out, but just trust me, in the next 2-3 years, NFTs, it already exists. Technology already exists. It just needs to be implemented in the right way. But NFTs are going to become apps. Apps. So in other words, the NFT that you hold in your wallet is not just going to be a picture. It's going to be a thing that you can interact with and you can do things with. So the application of that, the inside baseball on that is that eventually what you're going to have inside the NFT, as opposed to having to go to a place like Magic Eden or some other places, you're going to have markets inside the NFT. So you're going to have Inception level NFTs. So in other words, like through your digital wallet, you'd click on your NFT, that would go to that realm portal.
An entire world, yeah. And in that world, you'll have virtual goods.
On the blockchain specifically, and you'd be able to jump through the hoops to fucking worm.
Right. There's different ways it can work. It can be one of those things where the NFT is sort of like a website, like a React website.
Yeah.
And then the actual. Okay, so let me.
Is that on the SPL or token 20?
Well, standard? I think it's gonna be separate. I mean, Fresh can tell you more maybe on the tech side, but this is what's interesting. This is where, like, I keep telling people right now, this is the $8 Solana moment for NFTs, and I would look for NFTs that have really good lore, like they have a whole world that they're building in terms of lore. I would look for NFTs that have the potential for marketplaces and goods. So what I mean by that is this. Let's say you have your SMS NFTs. You decide to drop a collection, 1,000 SMS NFTs, whatever that is, right? The technology that's coming along, which is actually something that makes it more like a website. So in other words, the NFT that you have is what you buy into. Okay, what's inside is what you can do on your own without having to do anything with any chain at all. So you can say, here's where all of my, I guess we can call them sub NFTs. That's in this marketplace inside the NFT. It's kind of Inception level. It's like. So right now what happens is you have an NFT, and then when you want to have something else that's a part of your world, you're going to airdrop a new NFT that's a part of that world that's on the chain. You get what I'm saying?
And like you can buy digital virtual goods. Like for example, think of what Bad Cats did, where you could swap traits.
Right.
Think about that happening in NFT, where on the top of on the corner of your NFT, you have a little hamburger, like the little hamburger menu, and you click on it, and your NFT flips, and now you're inside the world of, or just the website or whatever of the NFT collection.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay, but here's the real badass part. And when somebody fucking finally builds this and doesn't dick around with us about it, it'll be fucking amazing. I'm not gonna say who it is with that, but this is the killer, and this is why I say this is the $8 Solana moment. What's gonna happen is your NFT is gonna be able to recognize what you have in your wallet. So, for instance, let's say Zilly token, right? We never dropped Zilly token because we were like, what is this for? Why are we doing it? All this bullshit, right? But here's
somebody's going to drop it right now.
If they do, go more power to you. But
just make sure you hit my wallet with my distribution.
Yeah. You need to drop it to the Zillies. Right? That's all we ask.
Let me get a part of the fucking pie too, if you're going to do it. Anyway,
but imagine this. Imagine your NFT is just an image, but if you hold 1 million Zilly tokens, your NFT unlocks. And now you have a world of your NFT. So in other words, it encourages people to, when you drop an SPL token, instead of trying to trade that shit as fast as possible and make a profit, instead it's like, you can hold it.
This market's this market's too fucking degenerate, dog.
No. But here's the thing: the degenerate side is in the NFT. The degenerate side is in the NFT world. So if you can have a virtual market in an NFT community through the NFT itself, and that's where you can trade and buy and make a bunch of money, then having the token just be the access point for getting into that world, that's where the motivation is. That's where the degen side of it can work really well. Because instead of trading the actual token itself, you hold the token and now you have access to this entire world in which you can then make more money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So why would there be money behind the token, or would it just be like you collect a certain, how would that?
So let me give you an example, like how maybe Zilly Goats might do this, or how, yeah, am I giving way too much?
What I'm saying? Like if you were to have that NFT,
should I tell them the secrets?
Like
what we wanted to do?
Gamify that to have them interact and do certain things, like to collect the token.
but
you can hold it for a certain point.
There would be a value behind it. So at the end of the day, if you were done and you no longer wanted to be in the ecosystem, you don't want to go to you don't want to have your NFT unlocked anymore, none of that shit, you could sell it. There'd be a token price. But
okay.
If we incentivize you to stay in there, then you are incentivized to hold at least X amount to have the unlock.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, Sean, let me ask you something. What is the most, in your mind, and this is not, I'm asking you, like, what would you say is the hottest meme coin going on Solana right now?
Hottest as far as like hype?
It's like, yeah, like crazy. I think Ponky's doing really well. That's what I hear.
I mean,
like, what?
It's hard to say, like market cap versus all that. I'm bonked.
What's like the thing like literally today on Twitter? What's the one that everybody's talking about? That's like hot.
I stayed off it, but I saw that Bonk was listed on Coinbase. I was like, that's pretty. That's
okay. So
listen, let's not use Solana. Let's just use. We know that Pepe is a strong meme. This
right.
Whatever you want to call this run, this right now, this time period, is
yeah,
doing well right now. So the answer to your question then, Zilly, would be let's use Pepe as
let's say it's Pepe on Sol, okay, just for the hell of it. And let's say Pepe on Sol is going ape shit, right? So what we're saying is that you could go in and you could make a cool fucking badass tat of like Pepe doing some cool shit, right? And that's the art. And then if someone owns the SMS NFT, right, what you can say is, hey, look, this Pepe art, all right, is in my NFT. And in order to get in my NFT, you got to own SMS token of a certain amount to be able to even access it. And then in order to buy that thing in there, you got to have a certain amount of Pepe token to buy that art. And that art goes to you. You understand what I'm saying? It's a world inside of the NFT. That is the next level.
That is a super inception layer world. And I see the definite potential in that. And I also see the people like that is too many hoops to jump through, but like they're gonna miss out on that layer.
That's definitely not for like onboarding. Yeah. That's for this is for people that are all in
it.
Right. Like you said, like that's for people here that can see the value from what they hold, like with the intrinsic value. Like this is giving me access X, Y, Z, and
but think about this. Think about this.
And it's unlimited. What could be gated?
Right.
Yeah.
But think about it like if you're talking about the 1,000 true fans or 10,000 true fans, right? It's like those people, and that's where the work comes in. That's where it doesn't matter what the fuck you are. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you're doing NFTs or anything.
Right.
You should be trying to build something where you have 1,000 to 10,000 true fans, no matter what. Right. But in the NFT world, where that benefits in this new system that's coming with NFTs is that, dude, you got 1,000 true fans. They're going to own SMS token and they're going to hold because they love you. You know what I'm saying? They love what you're about and your thing's about. And that helps you. And then you're going to own, obviously, if you have SMS token, I'm assuming you would own a certain amount of that. Hey, guess what? Now you have money for yourself. Hey, nothing wrong with that. We're working hard. We want to get paid. Right. But now you have money for the community because the value of your token's being held. It's not being like like you're not getting the token and then immediately selling it off.
They devalue the community by if they were to release token, but like you could also collect it and like continue. I mean,
right. And your community is going to want to hold that token because they have this extra thing that they get like because they hold it. You know,
I like that it opens up that it's almost like it opens up your own channel, your own way to like access that next layer of that portal community type thing.
Right.
But would that be like that would be browser specific at first? I would imagine.
I mean, what we were looking at was in your NFT on your Phantom wallet, literally right there.
Shit. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. So you can have leaderboards in the NFT. Like So like,
hold on.
Okay, sorry. No, I'm going crazy.
I want to take a step back from that because it's going to get too much. So like,
Right.
I think people understand this community token gated membership quality, blah, 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 blah. Much more value inherently by holding on to the token, so on and so forth. Now, this is the next step. How do we get big, like a lot of people to see that as something to be valued? Like, in my opinion, it's going to take not just incentivizing, but like what's cool. Who can you put? What figure goes in that place? Like, who's a representative? Like, someone to represent that.
Well, you're not gonna like my answer as to
no,
how
I want to
we get
hear
this.
it.
My answer is not what I want, but it's regulation. Once you have regulation in this sector, then you will get the actual cool people that are like can put their name behind it because there's something that kind of regulates what's going on, right?
Right.
And holds people accountable. Then people will come in, and then it's like anything. It's again, you just make it cool, you make it appealing.
I agree with Fresh on some level, but my thought, everything is about incentives, right? So the incentive on the side of, hey, buy my token and own the NFT, right? So you can get access to my stuff, which is basically my Patreon world that I'm creating.
Right.
The incentive for that, again, is going to be how much they care about you and are into what you are into.
That's
right?
exactly it.
If Drake came out tomorrow and said, yo, I'm dropping Drake token, you got to own the Drake NFT. And if you do that, I'm going to drop all of my secret tracks in the NFT itself. And you're not going to be able to hear it anywhere else except in the NFT.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, though. That's what gets people interested. Like, oh, shit, I can do this. I have full control over this as a creator, one. And then for the community that you created, the loyal fan base that follows you around, supports you and what you do, is you bring something to the table that they get from it. Like, you were like, that's one thing about being a creative. Like, you cannot just make shit just to make shit. It has to have a purpose, and people, or else people just be like, this guy is,
this guy just likes to hear himself talk.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's one thing that I think is spot on. It's like, so what do you bring to the table that they can get? And it's endless. The opportunities like for that to create. No, I like it. I see the picture there.
What Fresh is talking about with regulation on that side of it, which I do agree with him on, is that Drake's not going to do something like that, or Kai Cenat's not going to do something like that unless they know they're in the clear with regulation. They know that if they do it, like if Drake drops a Drake token,
well, hold on,
he's not going to get dinged for it legally. You know what I'm saying?
I think you got to take a step back. I think it comes down to the popular streamers, YouTubers, and social media people that are really going to take that to the next level. I don't think the Drake crowds are going to be the ones. They'll get interest and shit like that to like want to buy their stuff. But the real movement is going to come from people like us that are growing into that position and trying to get to that position. People that are already in there, like that. What's that fucking dude's name? Aiden Ross. Like, he's into crypto. Right. Like the Logan dudes, or the Paul. What the fuck is it? Logan Paul? The Paul brothers.
Yeah, the Paul
Logan
brothers.
Paul. Yeah. Paul,
like I respect what they do as far as like not the fighting part. Like whatever, do whatever you want, have fun. But like the attention that they've garnished and how they've been able to turn that over, that is very respectable in my opinion. Some of the shit's complete fuckery, but they use social media to get that. Now, if you get somebody of influence or that like impacts in a positive way where people like it and gravitate to, not just because, well, fuck it, whatever. If they're getting clicks, you get this in their hands. They show you the value of being part of their intrinsic community that is attached to their collection. So that's like the artist side of it. That's the
right.
You see, like somebody like Tory Lanez, for example, released an NFT collection, right, of his music, and he made a nice chunk of money.
Them all back.
But you like, this is what it's going to be. It's going to take, but not somebody like as big as a Drake. So they're going to be like the medium level people of all walks of life. All
it kind of reminds me of OnlyFans.
Yep.
I mean, I'm a little. Again, this is where the regulation side comes in. I mean, maybe it's going to be somebody who lives in Dubai first, because they don't give a shit. So, but it's going to be a creator that's like, wait, I can drop a token. I already have a Web2 side of what I'm doing, which is talking to my audience, having a relationship with that audience, having my 1,000 to 10,000 true fans. Okay. And I'm creative enough to know like kind of how to work the NFT thing. Okay, cool. I'm going to drop my token. I'm going to speak on platforms like this to my fans, tell them how this shit works, walk them through it, They're going to care because they care about me and they're already really into whatever I'm doing, right? And then cool, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's how it's going to happen. It's going to happen to an influencer who's not based in the United States, unfortunately, because they got to be based somewhere where crypto is not regulated or protected,
but again, I think regardless of that, look at history, right? Like cars, for example, were for a select group of people. Only a small group of people drove them. Then we got regulation. Then we got mass adoption, right? That's kind of how things work. So if this technology is to work, this is the most likely path for it to be massively adopted is regulation. And also you have to understand that things like Solana is a WEF partner, right? Things like HBAR, which I get it's a hash graph, it's not crypto, whatever, it's the same shit. HBAR has like LG, Ubisoft, like they all have nodes. They're all validators for HBAR.
Right.
So these are the places that you need to look. Like, this is why I believe Solana is going to be so great. And I think it's going to be used specifically for payments. I think that it's being geared up to be like the PayPal killer.
Yo, dude, all right. That was the other thing that I was doing a piece on is the PayPal. I put a big ass tweet about that because I saw that and I was like, fuck, man, that makes so much goddamn sense. Holy shit. Like, why didn't we think of this 2 years ago? That's but that's kind of where I see it. So they have the fundamental ground like work for payments, decentralized finance, like that is the bread and butter of Solana. Am I right? And then we have the non-fungible tokens aspect that connects the art that creates that ownership IP and a bunch of fucking crazy ass metas from casinos, e-games, etc. But I definitely like agree with that part with where you're at. I mean, Solana has the scalability, the speed. I think the biggest setback is the stability from what I understand. And that's why people aren't going in as heavy as they would like. But if the Fire Dancer, do you guys know about the validator? Have you heard about that at all? Fire Dancer?
No. What is that?
So Fire Dancer is working with Jump Crypto to create a validator that should help stabilize the network so you don't have those outages. That is literally like all of this shit we're talking about, finance, it can work great. But the congestion, the problems we have with outages, like they're real. And the better smart contract is Ethereum. Now that they have layer 2s and EVM base, etc., like there's a huge possibility that gets used because it's easy and it's cheap. I've traded on that the last week more so because it's like 6 cents per transaction and shit like that. It's not crazy like it used to be.
What do you think of Base?
What's that?
What do you think of Base?
I like it. It's easy to use and it's simple to set up. And like
I kind of liked it too, bro. Out of all my Ethereum experiences,
it reminded me of Solana.
I liked Base the best.
It reminded me of Solana, and it seems like it's very heavy on the meme coins, and I think the meme coins are going to be a huge culture of cryptocurrency going forward because that gives the regular person a huge opportunity. It does, like, getting into Solana is great now. You can get a 4 or 5x or whatever if it does get to $1,000, but like the underlying asset isn't going to be your payer. You're going to have to get those meme coins, the games, everything like that. And I think that Base is going to get so much volume from Ethereum people that are like bullish just on Ethereum, not like they hate Solana, they just like Ethereum because of its number 2, dog. Like I can't deny it. I know that Solana had its day and we've done tremendous, and you know we've been stress tested to the fucking high heavens with shit, and it worked. Like W's all day, but I'd be stupid to not pay attention to what else is out there. So when everybody went running to fucking Rune, which I don't think is a bad move either, don't get me wrong, I went over to Base. I went exploring over there. I was like, there's less people over here than ever before. Nobody cares about it. Let me look into it. So I got into the Brett coin. I know there's FUD. I know there's all of that shit going up. It's also went right back up. Every time somebody tells me there's FUD, I'm like, cool, I'll go buy more. That sounds like a perfect time to buy because nobody wants it.
We've fucking seen what happens. In most cases, the FUD means the chain is going to be good because the shitty chains, nobody FUDs them. When it's a shitty chain, everybody's like, ah, la, 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 la. My eyes are closed and this is great. And bro, what the fuck? But then the good chain, like everyone's like, oh, fuck Solana. At $8, everyone was like, fuck Solana. But now when it's like 150, 200, now everybody's excited and wants to come trade memes.
Right.
Man, I don't even want to get into that conversation because like it's so annoying to me to see like the fucking Solana. Like I was asked, why are you on Solana? Was at $8? I was like, because I like it. I like the people around here. I like what we're doing. It's fun. The people are building, and like everybody laughed at me. And I was like, all right, cool. Like we're also up 700% on the year. How
Right.
like, whatever.
Right, and you know what made that number go up, bro? Like us doing
it
that
could also
shit.
go down.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. I'm saying like we did good. All right, like I
Yeah.
started at the top. Well, fuck out of here. Like I don't care, and I don't think like people that are hating on it, like whatever, man. It's such a. They also got traded, or they started trading, and the thing that I think gave a sour taste is like it was very obvious when Ethereum money ended Solana, and I think that they got wrecked. I remember seeing a lot of Ethereum guys like these fucking Jeeps. These guys sell for nickels and dimes. I'm like, you have like the hungriest dogs in all of crypto that will sell for 2 cents. And you thought coming over here was going to change that? They were going to be like, we'll hold forever. They're like, nope, money. And I know they could get more. I know the logic is fucking flawed, but you're fucking with degens that are going to rip it and run it as many times a day because the blockchain will allow it to. That's the nature of the beast over Solana. And I think that Ethereum guys didn't like that, but they liked the transaction, the speed, the ability. All of that was great.
Right.
Well, you can't be mad when, like, again, like some of these people, they jeet for $15 and that pays their rent for the next 2 months, my G. Like $10 USD covers their family for the next 2 months. You don't get to get mad at them for doing that.
Compounding fucking profit is like what he's looking for. He was like, I don't care for 100x every time. He said, if I can get 15, 30, 50, 75, 6, all of these different percentages, every one of them is green. Why would I have a bad day? Why would I care what you
understand? If you make 2.5% a day, you're a successful trader.
Right.
2.5%. Most traders don't make that much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is the problem: is people have conflated ideas of what the fuck trading is. Right? They think, oh, we're supposed to come in and make 700x a day, and I want to make 70 G's every day. But
I do.
I do too. I do too. But is it realistic though?
Might as well become a streamer.
Could be. I don't know. Like
it's as realistic as playing the lottery number. So listen, show up every day, but go play the lotto every day as well.
You're in the Solana casino 100% at that rate. I agree with you. But you know what? There are people that have been making like easily 10 G's a day doing this shit. And like, yeah, they probably had a lot, or maybe they got really lucky on these plays. But like, that's a reality where I'm like, I can't say totally no against that, like, because I know that there's people that make significant money. I unfortunately am not at that level of skill. I know it is a skill issue, but I also am all right with where I'm at.
Do you understand that like most people that make 10 G's a day, they're playing with like 250 G's and they're making like, you know what I mean, a small percentage.
Right.
I can't even play that game. Like I am not in the same lane as you. I don't have a problem with it. Like when I went into one of the spaces, he was like, so why didn't you want to buy into Ethereum? I was like, I couldn't fucking afford it.
Listen, you're battling.
This is the conversation I have with Wook with the ordinals, right? Sure, lots of people made money on ordinals. The good ones, I was priced out immediately.
Right. So and you're dealing with AIs now. Like you're dealing with AI trading bots that are run by hedge funds. I mean, you know, what do you think you're going to have a leg up on? It's really, it's a crapshoot. It's a casino. That's it, you know? So
sorry, technical difficulties. I got to plug this in. All right, we're back at it. But no, I'm 100% with you. Like, I know that there's people out there that make money. I also know that they are not going to share if they fucking lose as often as they will. I'm very open with how I trade because I want people to see, hey, you can make this and you can lose this. Like, this is real. But the thing is, success is not fucking linear. And everybody that's made it has gone like this. They've made a lot, lost a lot, made a lot, lost a lot. The thing is to raise your floor over time. Taking a loss resets the bar, puts you in perspective, teaches you a lesson. Fucking sucks. Like, I didn't take as much loss as I did on making a bad decision. Like, with Cyber Frogs, when you do the auto Thor, I round tripped basically 60% because it's locked up. That sucks, but it is what it is. I ended up with like 4% profit. I went to send some to Solana. I did not know that it was sent to me as Wrap Solana. So I sent a hefty amount to pay literally the next 4 months of my bills off. to an address where it would not be delivered, and I could follow it on the blockchain, and I was like, fuck, like that's a lot. You know what I mean?
I did that same shit, bro. I did that same shit when
I didn't
Matic
know it
was
was
at
wrapped fucking sold, dog.
$2.50. I sent Matic on like the Polymatic instead of Matic on ETH. And now the wallet doesn't accept Polymatic and still doesn't to the day. Yeah. So that shit is just in the ethos, and now Matic's not even worth shit either.
That's the kind of, it's user experience, man. That's the kind of stuff that makes people, you know, unless you're really into it, like an average my mom or somebody. No, dude. What they want is a Bitcoin ETF on the stock market. They buy that shit. They got a little crypto. They're done. That's it.
I want to dive into why I shared that, because that goes back to the regulation. That goes back to why people would enter. That goes back to being honest with your fan base and showing them, and like your viewers and anybody new. Like Solana Made Simple is for the fucking new people or anybody that needs to find a community where they get to be part of something and learn some shit. Like that is the main goal I've ever had. It's like my experience here wasn't as like fucking buddy come up, hang out, be part of this. It was more or less like support me, let me drop, like get everything I can get out of you, and you just kick fucking rocks. Like I'm good with you. You know what I mean? That was how I was introduced to this. I was like, fuck that shit. Like be the change you want to see, and that's where it started in 2022. You know what I mean? And I never fucking looked back. Or no, 2023. And like I just didn't stop at that point. I was like, this is whack. Like I'm not gonna be like these people. And like they're more or less irrelevant from what I see, from where they were, what they contributed to where they're at now. Like some of their spaces are hard to listen to because it's stupid and stupidity. And I think they're seeing that message because their viewership's down and other people are growing. Doors close, other doors open up. But it was like, it just was getting into a place where with this space is sharing your experience is the best way for you to also learn and to not repeat the same mistakes. The mistake I made was not looking too close, not sending a test amount to the wallet like I should have. I was excited. Money got released. I was trying to buy tickets, go do my shit, and like pay off the next couple fucking months of everything and just have an enjoyable, stress-free summer. What did that do to me? It taught me a lesson. You don't get the fucking easy way out if you want to make it. If you want to go somewhere in life, it is not going to be that fucking fun. Like, if it's that easy, get ready for some violent fucking turbulence to come up, because that is not the way success
read the fine print, man. Read the fine print. Send a test transaction. Like all those things.
I fucked up on that one. That was my first mistake. I didn't send that. And like,
I did the same thing, and now this shit's worth peanuts. Like, and I probably will never get it.
This is the thing. Mine is worth way more, and I can still file the transaction. So like, it's not.
Did you send it to Coinbase?
Yeah.
So Coinbase will eventually accept wrapped SOL. So it's money in the bank. It's a savings account. Coinbase, there's too many people with wrapped SOL sitting in their Coinbase wallets for this to just go uncounted.
You think they'll push it to my wallet?
Absolutely. Because it's the same wallet address as your like wrapped SOL and SOL live on the same address.
The ones that you put the icon, it would show up, you think?
Yeah, 100%. I just think it'll be a while.
Could you imagine how much that could be?
Absolutely. Like imagine it doesn't imagine it doesn't happen for 5 years, Sean. And then like in 5 years, you're like, you know, you're doing good, but you're like maybe it's time your kid's gonna be going to college, or you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's like, bam!
Your kid shows up at your doorstep right now. Wait, how old are you? 12 years old.
Right there, you're gonna see fucking Neo Trinity 101.
Didn't.
No, I'm kidding.
Didn't have any wrapped anything, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. Now, kid on the doorstep. What are you gonna do?
Wrap your.
Hold on. Anyway, back to the conversation. So yeah, in 10 years,
no wrap poll.
Yeah, imagine then, like you exactly, like it's time to pay for college or whatever the fuck it is, right?
It's time to go on a trip or buy.
All of a sudden, you look at or it's time to pay bills, bro. And you're like, you go to cash out something you actually did recently, and when you go to cash out, you look at your Coinbase and you're like, why does my Coinbase say 3 million?
Oh man, that'll be.
Hey, listen. That sounds like bullshit, but we were dropped bonk in January of 2022. Airdrop bonk. And what did I do? Okay, I'm talking to Zillies now. Listen, I spent that money promoting our Zilly drop. All $1,000 of that bonk that I was originally given. Guess how much it's worth now?
Don't do this.
It's worth $9 million.
That's all, every single person pretty much in here is what they faded.
So you got those shit coins sitting in your wallet, just leave them there. All right, don't sell them. Just leave them. You never know.
The thing is, you never know. And like, I have some coins from the last cycle that have like moved a little bit. I was like, I had no idea that dust was ever going to do anything. So like, you're right on that. But there's one key thing is we're talking about bonk. Like, bonk was number one, bro. That I did that video, my first fucking meme coin video, 4.4 thousand fucking follows or views on that thing. And nothing. I mean, there's another one, Soul Sniper, and some tools or whatever that has like 3,200, but that one killed it. So I'm literally focusing on that. It's like people were saying bonk's going down, that Whiff's going to flip it. I'm like, even if that is the case, you're not realizing this is the number one dog. It's bonk. Right. This is the number one dog. We're talking about cats and dogs again here, right?
I mean, look, Doge, Shiba Inu, that stuff's not. I guarantee you that stuff's going to go crazy.
Floki, all of that shit's going to have its day. And my theory is 100% that Ethereum is dog, Solana is made for the cats. I think that's where you should focus on as far as dog and cat coins. If I'm going to be honest, I see that. But there are, like, Mew is a dog in a cat's world. That's a Solana meme coin, but it's made to like play off of the cat world, the Solana world. And I truly believe that with the strongest conviction is like, aside from that, you should have a Slurf. And oh look, my fucking Phillies tickets just showed up. I just got a little notification. Next Friday, this time we'll be in fucking Philadelphia or on our way to Philadelphia to watch the Phillies play. Let me find my Slurf shirt real quick. Hold on.
All right, Fresh. Looks like we're doing a show takeover here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Solana Made Simple. How you feeling today, Fresh?
I'm feeling good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. It is Memorial Day weekend. You know, I live in the United States, so we're going to be doing a little drinking.
Nah, you're not allowed, bro. I told you. Last weekend was a long weekend for me.
What?
And I worked through it, so now you got to work through it.
What?
Look at this slurfing motherfucker.
Yo, do you see the back?
Bro, that's a sick shirt.
That is a cool shirt. I gotta give credit.
I mean, hey, I put it up here. Hold on, let me show you guys. If you're interested, with a quick one-time payment, does this work?
As a Toronto,
Bang!
All right,
as a Toronto resident and Toronto Blue Jays fan,
I'll put that back
and
in.
not
I want to get
in
on
good
that.
conscience.
I want to see that.
I took it off the store because it's a limited supply. But if you want one, I'll set you. Oh, for real. But,
all right, yeah, dude. If you're gonna send it to me, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll set it up. I have to go on the site and open it because it's taken off. Because all that's available right now is the hat. It's just
No, it's dope, man. I love it.
And then the shirt, the OG bag. I like this shirt the most, honestly. I love the Solana look on it. It's like the first one I drew. Like, yo, I looked at some old videos of me doing reviews, and it had like that drawing in the background. I still have it somewhere, like saved, but that's what started all this shit, dude. And it's like it's dated 1, 2, 3, I think, on the drawing. But I didn't know how to do anything fucking digital at that point, dog. It's so fucking funny to me. But look where we're at now, man. We're fucking.
You got draw it up, photocopy it, scan it, trace it in Illustrator.
I had a dude actually. I sent him a picture of it. I said, "Could you do this in Photoshop and send it to me so I can have a digital copy?" And I didn't touch that until I bought my iPad, and then I started doing the year bags and all that shit. Like it was a long process. And before I was using my finger, and then I used like these.
You got the stylus?
Yeah, these stupid fucking things that don't work for jack shit. I mean, they work good for the phone, I think, like for this stuff. But for an iPad, you need the pen. And I got like one of the Apple Pencils, like that. And Fresh, dude, that little pinky thing, you're spot on. I should have never like faded you on that one. It's
bro, I told you, send me your address. I'll send you the glove, man.
No, I use a sock.
Bro, see, still fading me. Still fucking fading me, bro. This guy's like, nah, I use a sock. All right, bro. Enjoy your sock, G.
Hey, man, that sock. No, I'm just kidding.
It does work, though. It does work. Listen, that is what they say to use if you don't have the glove.
The glove's better because my pinky sticks out the tip, and it's like, oh, it's so good. Boom. I'm like, motherfucker.
exactly.
But no, I actually got a friend. His name's Tyler at the shop, and he's like pretty good with the Photoshop stuff, or not Photoshop, the Procreate. Dude, he was ripping through this. He had the tab. He was like, "Hey, you just do this." Like smoke was coming from the machine. I was like, "God damn, dog, slow down." But nah, he does some really cool work. He's getting ready to do a big ass axe, or maybe not that big, but an axe on my leg with like a panther's head. Like it's gonna be like a traditional style. But he also said, he was like, "Yo, if you want to do your first tattoo on skin, you can do me. You can hook it up." So I'm gonna design either like the wolf's head, or I'm gonna do like a skull or something like that. Something pretty simple, big traditional line, something bold. But man, that journey is so fucking fun, like, and exciting for me. Like last night was my first time hanging out with like the shop. It was like a full shop. I got to sit and watch over the mentor Steve Styles, watch him tattoo. And I want to have them on the shows too. I want to bring them in. And what I want to do with the shop is like, when like it gets later, like I'm gonna be grinding and working there. Like I already said, I was like, I want to put a computer up here so I can still do all my work and stream and shit like that. Like I want to bring clients in, like fucking Miami Ink. So like I'm gonna do it as Soupy.
Bro, grab a couple of the cameras that we use. Like what they're around $500, but they're basically the cameras that they use in Big Brother, but small. So you can put them on the wall and they have a gimbal on them, and they move around and they'll follow you. They have
they'll
AI,
track you.
And they'll do all that shit, right? So you can have multiple angles in the shop and shit like that. It'd be dope.
I'm not even gonna say that some of these guys don't have that equipment, because the guys that own the shop, they've done podcast stuff. Not probably to this level, but I think I can add that little bit of an ingredient and like help put it together. One thing about marketing, marketing yourself as a tattoo artist or an artist in general is something I think that we have a leg up being in the spaces we are at. We have a global connection. Does that mean globally I'm going to get people coming in? Maybe. I'm not going to say no to that.
At least people looking and helping you grow your eyes locally. Like
that's the thing.
Right.
You're getting clicks, you're getting people supporting you. And honestly, it just networks. The network is created through that. So I've been kind of looking at that and like trying to see, like, there's some people that are like, this isn't a social media shop or whatever. I'm like, yo, then you're going to be left behind, because like more people are going to see you if you get out there and put that shit in their face. Why do you think
for a tattoo shop? That's crazy, dude.
What's that?
If for a tattoo shop, that is crazy to say.
There's people that really believe that like they want to be so core and traditional, and like they'll still get a market share or I guess, but you're not going to touch a brand new tattoo artist that fucking works his ass off to get out there. Like I've already thought of so many different ways to use what we've learned in Web 3 to bring to Web 2, and all, like the thing I explained earlier by buying the flash. Like, dude, that is such a boom.
Right.
They get something from that. They can go off Exchange Art and print a fucking canvas of that shit too. Right. There is so much. Think tattoos. I'm gonna check
FY Ink. Check them out after.
I got you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I love this little chat thing. Yeah, that's tight.
I mean, any tattoo stuff that I know about at all is through Instagram.
Right. And it's like,
I mean, that's it. I don't even, to me, it's like if you're a tattoo shop, it's a standard. It's like the number one thing you start doing from day one is post your art on Instagram.
Well, one thing about your account on Instagram is I've been watching it, and the stuff you post is it's very cultural, lifestyle related. Like I would be pushing your spaces on Instagram and you're following there. Like that's why I have this set up. I don't know if anybody's tuned in at all. Honestly, I don't even look at the numbers until afterwards because I don't care.
Right.
But I thought to myself, if I'm like, I wrote it down here, market, SMS tattoos, business cards, hit the streets, dot bracelet, marketing, apparel, promo, engage online. Like I'm already fucking ready for this shit to go full throttle.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Our number one priority, and so the Zillionaire Goat Club, all of our Zillionaire, so the Goat Show, which is the show that we're doing, that's going to be its own world and entity. It's going to have its own accounts, its own pages, everything, because that's where it's going to house all the content from the videos that we do, and it's going to house all the shorts and all that kind of stuff. The main Zillionaire Go Club account, though, there's a plan for that as well. In general, we have to get into like we're doing with the Goat Show. We're doing the Goat Show first, then all the Zillionaire Ghost Club stuff is going to get really dialed in, and that whole thing. There is a plan to build that as a lifestyle brand and really go full 9 yards on that as
Dude,
well.
I want to use the Zilly, like make a sheet of flash. I'm gonna write that down. I like the gems, like you have all these cool things like the goat heads and stuff like that. I can do like a crypto sheet of flash for a crypto event, man. Like that's
we can do a collab. We can do a Zillio collab and have it in both stores. I mean, easy.
That would be fucking dope.
And we've set up. I still got to work. I got to get with you, Fresh, and I got to pay Fresh out. All right, I've been stealing money from Fresh. $5 whole he's owed from a collab, the Fresh Bueller's Day Off collab. I owe him $5
$8 now because it's
$8.
like 5 from one, 3 from another. Like
I'm trying to figure out how to get this
guy's trying to see now. He's put it down to 5. Like it's okay, bro. You can keep it, G.
It's not because I'm a shrewd businessman. It's because I got to figure out this collab pay app that we added and why it's not accessing your PayPal and paying them out. So that should be handled soon. Because I don't know why it's not doing that, because we have money in the PayPal account. But basically, if you buy something in our store, we can set it up so that it's automatic split payments, and you just get paid out. I want to do it where it's automatic and I don't have to think about it, but I think they make you have to like approve it.
We should do the like what you're saying, the flash sheet, and then we should sell it as stickers as well.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, my boy Tyler, he actually the guy I was telling you about, he made these stickers.
Oh, nice.
You guys want to follow him? I wish I had this shit. I'm not sharing the screen because it's too many moving around buttons. Uncle Tyler Tattoos on Instagram, or Uncle Tyler Tats.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. That's crazy to me, man. When you're saying that tattoo shop doesn't want to be on Instagram, I'm like, what? Like that doesn't even make sense.
Think like they look at it like, oh, you're fucking corny, like because it's like younger, and some of them are just like hot girls. Some are just kind of cheesy guys that just want to do it, but like. They're doing
ain't nothing wrong with good-looking people, though. You know what I'm saying?
They're just fucking doing their thing, bro. And like, I looked at them. I watched. I was like, there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. They're taking advantage of this thing. They're capitalizing. They're breaking it out of a mold. Like that is the shit people need to do. Like not talk shit about somebody trying to make it. And like that's the shit that's so annoying to me because it's like it's hate, but like that's we got to remember why you here. Look at your team. Look at your circle. Fuck everything else. So just keep riding that out. Like you'll get so much more support doing that from the people that matter. You're not like hate's gonna come even if you do it exactly the way the hater said to. They'll be like, oh, that shit's whack anyway. I'm like, oh fuck y'all then. Like I tried to do this for you, know? Like, fuck
man,
you guys.
okay. So let's talk about this, man. I've come to the conclusion, I think Fresh has as well.
Yeah.
We're done with partnerships in which there's a dependency. You know what I'm saying? So like if somebody wants to collab, like let's say we collab, right? Okay, cool. If nothing happens, cool. It doesn't matter. Like the things that we're focused on are the things that we can control, you know? We can control creating the show. We can control, doing the things that we want to do with ZGC and.
But if it relies, like if we want something for us and it relies on somebody else, it's not happening.
Not happening. At least not right now.
Every time we rely on somebody else,
it doesn't work out.
They fall through.
There's only one exception. There's only one exception, and that's E from Egoverse. I always got to give him, big credit. That dude is solid, and proactive. Dude, I mean, if you can get him on. I think he has the equipment. But that guy's always been reliable, and then when he fucks up, I don't mind. In my experience, I have a little bit of experience in startups and stuff like that. I don't mind if somebody messes up. That's not the issue. The issue is you need to be proactive.
Right.
And say, yo, this thing is
quit there. Like, how do you fix the problem?
Right. Don't ignore me. Don't like disappear. And then I got to chase you around. Like, what's going on with this thing? It's like
my fucking mentor was dealing with that, something like that. He was like, there's a guy, like, clearly there's something they need to discuss. And it's like, he just doesn't want to. And he's using every out. And I'm like, what the fuck? You have no fucking balls. Like, a person does that,
It's so much easier just to get it out there and
most people
build trust
to that shit. Like, exactly, the trust is right there. If I go to you and be like, look, dog, I can't come up with the money that I said I was gonna have. I only have this. I fucked up. It's like
in advance. Like if you're like, look, I got to pay this thing in a week or two, but I can't. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. Yeah. It's so much better to just get in there and be like, yo, this is an issue. Like, let's figure this out. Than to be
what can I do? This is what I got. Like, and rather than waiting back, sitting back, doing that game and losing all that credit, and then at that point, nobody's gonna fuck with you because all it takes is, you cannot trust that guy. He did not come through. He's a bullshitter, and it's like, damn, dude, I thought he was a dope guy. Like, I thought he was worth it. It's like,
I mean, we're talking about being a goat or whatever. I mean, I think trust is in short supply. It's like the one thing you can do, and all it takes is a little bit of just eating your own pride,
bro.
For a second.
It's earned in drops and lost in buckets.
Right.
Yep.
100%.
Like I try to tell people this too. It's like if you want trust, you got to give it. Like you have to have faith, and like if you can't go in faith with somebody and you already don't trust them, that is a sign right there. Your universe is like not them. Move on.
Right.
And like most of the time, your people will come to you, like you're saying, opening yourself up, being vulnerable, sharing what you know what I mean. That's the thing that I do, because if somebody hears me talking about something and it just clicks for them, it's like they might have that thing. Like I said, like maybe you're down and out, and that person just has that thing. Like you never know when you're about to get that opportunity, and you won't if you quit, if you stop, if you fucking back out and you start being a bitch and like not paying. You're like
right.
People will give you opportunities. Banks will fucking let you extend your loans. You know what I mean? Like everything has a process except for the mafia. That's
right.
like,
even
the mafia, if you let them know in advance,
reasonable. And again, you can't wait until the day that you're supposed to pay and be like, "Hey, Tony, I need more time, bro."
That's the problem.
Like it's, buddy, you better come to me a month in advance and be like, "Hey, is there some way that we can figure something out?" Because what they'll likely do is figure out a way you can earn it, right? And again, if you're already in bed with them, earn your money, bro. You know,
100%. I mean, that's the way it works. Everything, especially with if you're working with somebody that's got like a business savvy, forward thinking mind, like they're gonna churn some shit up and be like, "All right, man, you got me in a fucking hole. How do I get out of here? I've already gotten out of holes before." And again, what we were talking about before is like those setbacks. They're preparing you for that next level. If you're not ready for these small things and you have all of this, how the fuck do you get forward on here? Because you got gaps all the way along. Like when I see people that eat off of you, like what you're doing, you specifically or anybody else, what they're doing is like doesn't have the substance. There's no real foundation.
Well, like the fucking the fake moon show, bro.
Yes.
Fuck that fake fucking show, bro. Look at me in my fucking fuck you guys, bro. How dare you fucking take Quix's shit like that? That shit is crazy. He spent so like this is the problem, right? Is people spend so much time building something, and then other people think, well, I could do that. And they just keep the fucking name. They don't put the time in.
The thing that got me kind of upset about that is even knowing after, like, if they never tuned in, knew about it, great. But there's substantially a lot of people that tuned into Quick's show and could have been like, dog, this is weird.
Bro,
this is my boy.
Not big, brother. I don't even give the pass for the first episode because Solana is not that big. We've all seen all of our shows. We all know, even if you don't come, even if whatever, you know they're going on because they pop up on your screen. So
I agree with you. I
don't even give the pass then.
I'm not giving it a pass. I'm just saying after the fact, when you knew, you should have been like, I can come up with something better, like the noon show, and just do it at noon. It sounds like moon. You could do a fucking moon in the background. Like
I don't know, dude.
Starts at noon. Like it was.
They knew what they knew what they were doing. It's bullshit. Fuck those guys.
I don't care. And then like Quicks was saying something about the bear marketers or something like that. Like you willing to go to bat? I'm like, that's the problem. Is like there's people that are scared because there's they don't want to get bullied. They don't want to lose any credit. They don't want to lose face. And it's like these are internet people. Like in reality, unless this is a real thing, like you are internet people. You can just delete and block these people. Like.
Bro, but I don't even give a fuck if it's real life or internet, bro. Fuck these people on both aspects.
Well, in real life, I'm saying that they're not ever going to do that. 99.9% of anything that is that was said is complete fucking dog shit bullshit. I've dropped my gym's address 90% of the time to people. I'm like, yo, here. Like for real. Every
time somebody fucking does that shit, I drop my Addy too, buddy. I drop my home address.
My point is the online stuff, like I could care less because it's like nobody's for real here and it's not worth it. And I don't know, people, you can't, like, I know what they want to do. They want to make memes out of you. They want to make fun of you, but it literally shows the character of the people that will all support that. And it's like, if you think this space is ever going to get better and you're one of the people talking about how great you are, promoting all of this good shit, but you're also friends with the entire group of those people and you don't want to offend them, you don't want to take shots at them, you don't want to stand up for your friends, you guys are fucking pussies. And like, that's just the way it is. I stand up for my boys. I stand up for everybody, real life, digital life. I don't care. I'm not going to be bullied by a group of people because you got support, because by yourselves, you are nothing. And that's what you need to remember. You're going against one man against a fucking crew. I mean,
this is one of the things.
I have no hate for him. I have no disrespect for him. I'm just saying, if that was the outcome, it's like, are you serious? Like, I'm a real person that has a real life, and I don't give two shits about you're gay. Cool.
I mean, what are I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, what are they doing? Like, what do they got going on?
I don't know. I don't look at it.
Ye said it best. He only listens to people who are more successful than him, and I think it's good advice. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to listen to people that are more successful than me. If you're not more successful than me, and there's a lot of people more successful than me, but if you're, if you don't like have a show that you're running, I don't want to hear from you. I want to hear from the people that have, a show they're running and they have more followers than we do.
Exactly.
Okay. I want to know exactly what they're doing. If they say we're doing something shitty, then I'm going to listen, But if you're just hanging out, and I mean, there's something to be said for having listeners and listeners giving you feedback.
Well, listener feedback is good, but hate because you're not like, for example, like, oh, your quality's not up to thing. Like your this is not, your that is not. Like, again, the listeners are not going to tell you that shit, bro. Are you entertaining them? They don't give a fuck if it's in HD or 240p. Are they having a good time?
Right.
Like, you develop something good, you get people coming back, and you will get the feedback and all that. But I mean, last thing I'll say about that whole situation is I'm glad to see Quicks step up and level up and make those moves that showed. And like, I'm glad he decided to continue going forward because authentic shit lasts. Real will always prevail. And like, it's just a matter of that. I got no beef crumb towards those motherfuckers, and like, they never came around me. So it's not like I ever had to like engage. Honestly, every single person has been muted because I just didn't like their content to begin with. Like, their content are tweets. I don't like the shit you say. This space is too big. I don't like, you weren't there from day 1, day 63 or 7,000. I don't care. I just don't care. Not 7,000.
I mean, it's one of the challenges with I think in particular, like Solana. I just feel like there is a certain level of clickiness that happens, and
it's like a high school.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and it's like I didn't like that shit when I was in high school. Why would I want to participate in it now? I just want to build the shit that we want to build because we have something that we want to create. And if you like it, great. If you don't, then cool. Like, go do your own thing. I mean, I used to get like kind of frazzled by it because I thought maybe, it would threaten the project. But honestly, no, at this point, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't like anything related to Zilly Goats, that's totally cool. Like, there's other projects I look at and I don't get it at all. But I don't diss them. I don't get it. Okay, cool. It's not my thing. And if it's everybody else's thing, fantastic. Then cool. And if it's a small echo chamber of people in this space, and it's like, you see, like, there's one person that kind of just went out and aired out all of like the Solana bigger, most popular people, and I forget who it was. I don't know who it was. I have to look at it. I mean, my point was, he called out everything to a T. It's like, you're a paid actor. You're literally, every single day you have a different sponsor. You're talking about the next best thing. If you watch the history of these people, it's like, don't meet your heroes because they're not who you thought they were from the beginning. And like, I learned that pretty quick in other areas. So like, I was very skeptical to get close to anybody that I wanted to, and seeing the pushback from certain things, I'm like, you say this, you're over here, you do that. I don't like the way you zig, and definitely don't like the way you zag. You're not my people. Like, that was very clear to me. So it's the thing I found with Zilly Goat and the ZGC community was, those are my fucking people. Those are the kind of people you want to be around and you want to grow with, because like, there's like, I don't care if you don't like something. The bully mentality to like everybody to shit on you, like, that shows a lot about your character and your community and your quality, and like, who fucking raised you, dog? Like, that is a quality that you need to fix on a ground level before this. Because
who are your OGs, bro? Who are your OGs, dog? Nobody slapped you when you were young.
Well, what is your I mean, a lot of people talk community.
Like, this is a big problem in this space that I think is worth addressing. Like, the hate, the viral toxicity that comes through, the meme coin, like, it's not good for the space. I
mean, if you have a bigger vision of what you're trying to achieve, you're not going to even think about those people, to be honest with you. Like, I think the real shift came earlier this year, but probably late into last year, where it was kind of like, okay, like, what is this project real? I mean, that's kind of, we took a little bit of a hiatus. Like, I won't say hiatus. We were doing spaces the whole time, but for about 6 months, like, it was kind of like, and I'm not gonna lie,
like that, right?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I was kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we doing this? And it was a really good thing to do, because we originally had a vision for what we wanted with Zilly Goats and like what we wanted to do. I mean, the health, wealth, freedom, happiness thing, having a network of people all over the world that have these values and want to build and do cool shit in the world. Like, I mean, that was the vision from day one. But what happens is that, or at least what happened with us, I think, is that you get so obsessed with getting the money, minting out or whatever that is, that you start like kind of getting swept up in all this shit, and you feel like, oh, I have an obligation to the community to like try and maximize whatever, and so I got to chase these trends, or I got to care about all this shit. And the truth is,
a little bit of yourself in the way.
Yeah, and but the truth is that the people who really are down with your community, they're not going to leave. I mean, if they're really down, they're not going to leave because you stand for something that they care about. So
100%.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, once I realized that, I was like, okay, cool. And then once talking to Fresh and everybody else and realizing, oh, we all believe in the same things. Like we really do mean this shit when we say that.
Right.
Okay, cool. That's the standard that we live by. We don't live by the standard of like whatever, fucking bullshit is happening in crypto.
Well, because Web3 changes with the wind, right? Like today it's memes, then tomorrow it's something else. Like you don't know. And it's not just today it's memes. Today it's this meme and this meme, and then in an hour it's this meme. And if you're not doing this right, and like, listen, we've partnered with people and bought tokens and given them away for free, right? But then those tokens, like 99% of tokens, end up fucking off.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you're associated with these people, right? Because you gave away the token, and it was just what was hype in our community, like who was around, and it's like, you guys are interested in this token? All right, here's some token. You know what I mean? Right. And now you end up associated with these people.
Exactly.
Right.
So I know, again, I think it goes back to the point that you were making earlier. I think that if we can't do it ourselves, at least for the foreseeable future, it's not happening.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, taking a reflection of why you're here is super important, because otherwise you get lost. I got so fucked up with what I was doing here with running spaces that I completely didn't really, like, I was still doing content, but that was my focus. It was hard to do content because I was so focused on spaces and bringing up projects, bringing up people.
Hey man, that was our thing too. We were doing
like bringing
so many
those projects on. The reciprocity wasn't there. Like I took it to a point where I would watch every collection. I'd watch the sales. Every single time I'd have a project that had anything of good value, you saw an increase. Did I ever get a kickback? Fuck no, not a thing. Maybe if I worked for a project that worked, they'd be like, here's an NFT or two, and I'm like, the fuck am I gonna do with that? Let me just give me the cash. Like it was a joke, and it's like, I did that for an entire year. The benefit was I got to weed out bullshit very quick. I could see that shit a mile away now with projects. I can help advise a project. Like, you're doing dumb shit, you should go this direction. I think it'd be better off. Or just be frank with them. Be like, this isn't a good idea. It's not viable. If it's your idea, pursue it with all your fucking heart and desire. But this isn't going to fly here, Cupcake. Like, it just is. It is what it is. And, like, I also got to the point where I was chasing engagement. I was chasing numbers. I was trying to get all this shit. And, like, why did I come to crypto? To improve my quality of life. What was I doing? Not improving the quality of my life, but spending all this fucking time talking to people that I don't care about, that don't care about me. When there's a core community, I know when they're there, I can share my, like this right here. This is 2 hours worth of my time. I spent damn near no time. I had a couple GMs, a couple things. I had other things I wanted to do. It's my friend's birthday, my roommate's birthday. And so my focus wasn't on the memes, wasn't on this, wasn't on anything. And it's like, I'm glad that I got to take a step back. Some people say, you're fading the most opportune time of your life, yada, yada, yada. Look, there's people that are not in this space that are going to make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over the next fucking 12 months. So just cool your little breaks. It's okay if you don't have your entry. I'm not going to be your exit liquidity. Just airdrop me the token if you really want me to hold it. It's okay. I can do that for you. But, like, I realized, what am I here for? Let's double down on that. And honestly, I got to a point where I can improve the quality of my life to a point of changing the direction. My course is not construction work. It is not what I was doing, trying to go back to school and stuff like that. I can still finish my degree when the market cools down. That's fine. But now we're in another level. The art has come to a point where I want to pursue this next thing. The tattoo stuff came in there.
Well, what do you love to do the most is my question to you, man. What do you love to do the most? What's the thing that gives you the most excitement?
I would say my favorite thing is to, like, create art and make monetary value off of that.
There you go.
That's what I want to do with
if money wasn't a thing, right? Like if there was no such thing as money,
I'd still do.
What would you do?
I'd still draw. I'd still do everything I do to this day. Everything, like,
I would double, triple, quadruple down on that, because you're great at it too, by the way. Like, some people want to do shit and that's their passion, but you're like, I don't know, bro. Might need to keep that a hobby. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But that's the thing is, like, I don't want to be a hobby fucking art guy. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. But you're not like dude. I mean, we've seen
I was having
artwork.
a conversation with people. It's like there's a difference of people that like they want to do something, and then there's people like I'm going to do this, like and that's like I will. Like art's always been there. I've done it illegally, free, whatever. Like it never mattered what I'm doing it for. It didn't really matter if I'm getting anything from it. I got to do this cool shit that I like to do. I still I don't have a graffiti crew anymore. I don't roll with a bunch of people. I don't have anybody watching my back hitting me up. I don't have that shit. But I can still go do my shit and feel just like I did when I was riding my bike doing it by myself, when I was walking around doing it by myself, and now I'm almost fucking 40 and I'm able to do this shit by myself and enjoy every bit of it. And it's like,
I mean,
you find those things in life, hold on to them dearly.
I'm giving you unsolicited advice, take it for what it's worth. But my honest opinion, I think I would focus completely on the art shit and do that because you can do it yourself. You don't need anybody to do that shit.
You can continue.
All the platforms reward it.
Yeah.
Like you can start doing, I'm telling you, the one post we did on Instagram where it was Josh doing a time lapse of him drawing something, got like 1,000 likes out of nowhere. And that was on Instagram, which is harder than TikTok.
Well, Instagram's way easier than all like the X and X is all right, but Instagram is easier than YouTube 100%, especially for the content part of it. And I mean, that's really where I'm at now. It's like I've got my point of all of that was the journey so far has created the opportunity to go to that next level where my true fucking desire and passion is to do that. Like I'm 80% covered in tattoos.
But I would say like I think you would bring more people to the crypto. Like this is kind of what we were discussing a lot, right? When we were first thinking about doing this.
You're about to say 100%.
Yeah. Like we were just discussing the idea, like, okay, are we a crypto show still? Are we whatever? And that's why, like the GOAT show, I mean, there may be a little bit of crypto mentioned on there or whatever, but the real drive of it is
yesterday, so probably not.
Dallas wasn't feeling it. I was kind of not feeling it either, but no, but I mean, it's the concept of the show is it's a show where we celebrate and debate all things great.
Yeah, and
it's broad enough to where like we can bring any type of person in, and as long as they're interested in something that's going on, that a debate of something about something that's great, or if they are really great at something, they don't have to be famous. If they're just really good at something, it opens up the doors, but it doesn't mean that we're abandoning what ZGC is and the whole crypto thing. It's just that like we see that as the
you're boxing yourself.
Yeah, we're gonna. My hope is that if the show does well, we bring in a whole wide range of people, but they're gonna hear about ZGC on every show because we're gonna talk about it. Literally, like run an ad on every show talking about ZGC, and we can show like we've been doing that, like showing the actual website and everything. And then they may go to the website and they may buy some gear or whatever, and then eventually they get an email, and that email says, "Hey, you want to get 40% off for life? Go mint a Zilly goat." And if they've gone through all of that and they're still down, that's actually the type of person you want in your community.
Yeah,
you want someone who went through all those hoops, who goes, I fucking love this thing. Now I want to be a part of this community, as opposed to what's been happening where, you drop this collection of NFTs and you just get a bunch of people trying to flip it as fast as possible.
That's the fucking key right there. And like you guys, like I said, you laid a foundation that people don't even recognize. You built a stable, solid community that's going to be there. You can create so much from that, and you get to see so many different versatile perspectives from that. And it's not over. Like that is literally just the foundation of where you guys are starting from there. And the opportunity to build on that outside of crypto is where I started seeing the value by being with G Media. I'm not just a fucking Solana made simple like I used to want to be. It's too small. I'm not competing with the Kabalis. Like it doesn't work for me. I got integrity on myself. I'm not your bitch. I'm not gonna do that kind of stuff. There's a certain amount of people that will make it for doing certain kiss ass type shit. I promise you, that's the way it works here. You got to get on their good side, and if you say something in objection, all hell breaks loose. So what I did was say, fuck that, break out the mold. And David Gottschalk is a beast at understanding that, and he's like, you got that thing it takes. It's the media personality. It's just talking, bringing your personality out here. Like not everybody's gonna like it. The people that are you're at home that might be like, oh, that shit's gay, they're not even tuning in. So fuck them. Like that is the shit like that I think a lot of people hold themselves back from, is your close circle that are going to be face to face that might talk some shit or make you feel some type of way. They aren't the people watching you, supporting you, or giving two fucks about you. So you need to remember that in life. The people closest talking the most shit are just probably wondering why they didn't think to do the thing you're doing, or thinking that they can't do what you're doing. Like, or they're just haters. Haters are gonna hate. You're gonna have them because that means you're doing something different. You're stepping outside the box. And I think that what Zilly Goat is able to do is, again, I've always talked to you about this. You have culture, like that's what brings it in there. I saw that and I was like, I need to tap into my community because there's a lot of people out here. Like, I don't want to talk about crypto all the time, man. Like, some of that shit needs to just be held. And when you look at some of the most successful personalities and figures out here that contribute in so many positive ways, whether it's art, whether it's, philanthropy type shit, like, they're not just talking about how to financially make money. Those people that do that eventually stop and they retire because they made so much, but there's no point to do what they're doing anymore.
Right.
And they start to lose substance. And one of the most popular Solana guys, like, I think he's at that point, man. He cooked himself so much. He's got so much that why does he need to anymore? Like the guests that I've seen are just, and the other panel, it's like, there's so much gap of like people speaking. They'll just be dead air. Right. I'm like, you never had this, dog. You had music, you had a thing, like you fell off, dog. Like, and it's the thing of you people that sleep in silk sheets, it's hard to wake up early, kind of like get out of bed. And it's like, I don't hate on it, but bro, just know where you're at in your lane and just move on because like you're just degrading at this point. And it's like, I don't like that. So I didn't want to be stuck in that position. I wanted to get to a point where I can talk about fighting. I can talk about, like, I want to bring AT on here and talk about his fight. He unfortunately lost, but I still want to talk about the next step.
I mean, look, we're in the process of putting together a bunch of guests for the show. I think it's probably I'd say another 2 weeks of us. We've been doing, the test shows on Twitter just to get our sea legs. We're learning the programs, but it's going well. It's been bad, mainly because, Fresh is learning a lot. Like, this dude's killing it.
But over there,
he's instrumental, no doubt about it. And Dallas is now the other co-host, and so I mean it's this train is going, and I think probably another week or two we'll have it dialed in terms of what the look of it is and everything. And then what's been happening behind the scenes on more on my end is I'm just planting the seeds with getting certain guests, so we're gonna initially it'll be guests. I definitely want to get you on, man.
Yo, if you ever want to just get me on just to be part of the panel, I'll
yeah.
Bro, you have an open invitation whenever you feel like coming. You are always allowed to come. Yeah. We're Monday and Thursday, ADST. Hold on, a half an hour before. I got something
for you. Hold on, where's my mouse at? There it is. Hold on, I got you.
Brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is
welcome to the.
All right, I gotta clip that so I can have that quick little portion in there. But bro, this is almost fucking 2 hours. This is like a fucking podcast length right now.
Yeah, dude.
This has been a great. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I think
the recording afterwards, so I can cut it on Opus.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna pay for it, cut it yourself. Cool. But if not,
that's not on my list. That is going to be on the bottom of this side, and I got all this to run through still. But I want to go through. This is what I like to do with these things, man. Like, this is what I've done with the notes. I go through these and like start typing it out, and like creates content like this, like what you're doing. And I think that the way you're going about it with Opus Pro, man, that is the best way. I love using those tools. I love using the stuff that's there. There's another one I'm trying to get these guys on my show. Let me look for the thing. They said they're down, but they never responded to me. Maybe they have since.
CapCut?
Nah. It's a Solana project that's doing AI content creation.
What?
Yeah. Searchpad. They're I'll talk. I'm doing some literally that's on my fucking content list thingy right here. Put a star next to this and send you the info for it. But Searchpad is launching. Let me see if I can go through that real quick. I'll tell you about them.
It's just at Searchpad.
Yeah, Searchpad is an advanced AI platform leading the digital revolution, reshaping content creation and on-chain creation paradigms. Our mission to streamline, simplify the creative process for everyone, catalyzing a shift towards effortless creation, innovation, and production. So it's kind of going into what you're talking about, but yeah, that's them right there.
You fucking just exposed yourself, my G. Why is your shit fucking in light mode? Turn that shit to dark mode, old man.
Listen, man.
He said,
Y'all need to come to the light. There's too much
He said
darkness
you
in the
need
world.
God.
Y'all living with demons. That's what's going
I
on.
think they're gonna have a token for a TGE. It's called SPAD. So like I think Mall Street has an allocation for that. That's why I got into this. But I sent them a DM. I'm going to actually send them again. Say I'm talking about you live. Come to my fucking space. I'm not gonna say the fucking part, but they can listen back and hear it.
Damn, now you got me on Twitter. I'm watching all this crazy content.
All right. Well, yeah. Look, brother. This is about 2 hours. I have to do a couple things this evening, and we're at a good time to wrap this up.
We got to push this shit to fucking Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We got to get the audio versions out too. Bro.
Yeah.
You guys have an RSS link and all that for Spotify set up?
Not for the new stuff, but we're gonna go so we were using the RSS feedway, but I think we're gonna go officially like Spotify for podcasters.
Nice.
Go direct to source for all this stuff, just to get the best analytics, the best quality, and most likely to get ourselves banned from all of them.
I know, man. We're like, we can't talk about any controversial topics here, and then we just can't help ourselves.
I mean, that's part of your guys' fucking your shtick or whatever, right? Like,
I just hope we can survive long enough to
keep going. Fuck it, dude. Like, there's a lot of shit to talk about. You'd be surprised what they let fly.
Kick and Rumble will save us, bro. It's okay.
I mean, we were debating.
And Elon.
Should I even say this? I don't want to get your show banned. I won't say because it might ding you if this is going to YouTube. But we're debating some spicy topics yesterday, so I don't know. We'll just see. We'll see what happens.
Send them in the chats. We'll tie into that. But I'm excited to kind of find out what that is. But yeah, guys, we'll wrap this up. This has been 2 hours. Again, this is the Zillionaire Goat Club, guys.
Yeah.
If you don't know, now you know. I love them to death. Love you guys. You keep doing what you're doing. I seriously see at some point you're gonna have like this studio set up and guests coming in there. Hopefully one day that's me gets to come through and spark it up with you guys and have a good time. But keep growing what you're doing, man, and fucking take strides. So like you guys are literally one of those underdog like projects that are creating a real brand that is going to be recognized, and I see it in you. So keep it up, bro.
Appreciate you for having us, brother. And likewise, you're fucking killing it. Keep killing it. Don't stop.
Dude, I took a break and I like saved it all up for you. I didn't do any streams this week. Shit happened. Had other things going on.
This guy said, I'm taking a break from everything, and left for like 30 seconds and was back.
I can't believe he was celibate for us.
It was like a 2 hour. I went to bed at like 3:30. Woke up at 5. I was like, all right, back to it. Let's go. I mean, sometimes you got to take a night off.
But wait. I got a beef. I got a bone to pick with you, man. I think you capping. You're saying that you're gonna light up. You said you're gonna light up something. I ain't seen nothing lit up.
Bro, we did a space at 420. I smoked a whole backwood with you, and you didn't even light your bowl.
I'm just gonna sip on this. Well, dang, I ain't got nothing to sip on.
There we go.
I didn't want to get up because the conversation. My weed's over there. I thought about it, and then whatever. Right. I saw you. I was like, damn, should I go roll right now? Like, in a good conversation. I thought about I kept looking over there. I was like, I should go grab this. Hold on 1 second, but it's all good. We'll get it again. We can run it back next Friday if I don't have anybody else.
Well, listen, man. First of all, thank you so much for inviting us. Really appreciate you doing that. You inspired us, so thank you for that, to go down this whole road to spaces and everything. So all credit to you. Anytime you want to hop in, we share the link in the Zilly chat, but we'll send it to you. Hop in whenever you want. You're more than welcome to. And then the only thing I want to say is, so the Ghost Show is probably, I think, another week or two, and we'll be posting everywhere. So YouTube, Instagram, awesome. all the channels. Cool. It's going to be its own account, so they'll be at the Goat Show, or I'm going to try and find maybe at the Goat Show Pod or something, and try and find the handle. Zillionaire Goat Club is still kicking, and we're going to have our own ads in the Goat Show. But
let me give you this little tip real quick that I think is very, very valuable.
Okay.
Direct to people with your handle. So look how mine is SMS on X, and then it's SMS on Instagram. It's where to find you at their name on this. Somebody might try to front on you and get it, but just be clever enough to figure it out. But that's a lot easier to remember than Zilly, but they were like, the fuck was this thing? It's the ZGC on the app.
That's dope, man. I love
So,
that.
all of you guys, 194 in here, thank you. 198, thank you so much for being part of the show. Take that little bit of 2 cents. That's going to help you with your branding, getting out there, people remembering. You got to remember, people are not paying attention as much as we want them to. Or, you know, we do our best, but any little tactic like that, not a hack, a tactic.
Right.
They're very different there. Hacks cut corners, tactics improve your skill set.
That's
So
dope.
I don't trust hacks. I trust doing the process. But man, you guys are exemplary. You know, project, community, group of people that no matter what, you can figure something out and it gets better every single time you take a stride. So keep what you're doing. I'll be checking you out. I think you got some more members or at least some fans today coming out, sharing what you guys have been doing, your story and your background, talking about how it's not easy, but look how much you can learn in that hard part, and where it's going to take you guys is infinitely, you know, possible. So keep it up. We're gonna wrap this one up, and I'll catch you guys. What's today? Friday. Sunday night, 8 o'clock, 8:10 p.m. I'm gonna play this out, guys. You guys can dip out if you want to. I'm just gonna play a little clip if I can find my screen. There we go. And then I'm out of here.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Peace, bro.
Cheers. Have a great weekend.
Have a good one, guys. Happy Memorial Day. If you celebrate Memorial Day, I don't know. Whatever. So happy day. All right, guys.